Hello everybody, ScootFish here. Welcome back to the Poke Vlog. So we have some really big news to talk about today, but as you guys can tell, it's getting pretty snowy and cruddy up here. So we're going to go inside where it's warm to talk about it because we've got some other things to talk about too. Alright, back in the office. So, No Shave November is over, as you guys can tell, but winter is here as well. We've got some snow going on, and we've got like days of blizzard that's going to be coming. Now, I had full intentions to go out and record with you guys today, and the weather is not actually what's factoring me staying inside. I actually wanted it to be a blizzard so I can show you guys what Pogo in northern Michigan is like in the winter. But my back is acting up again. I don't know if you guys remember, any of you guys are long-time followers of the channel, but last year I actually had a disc blowout on me. I have a protruding disc because I don't even know. Years of work and now sitting time or something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Regardless, it's acting up and I am afraid of making it happen again and content not coming out for a while because of it. Much less all of the other problems that ensue with it. But you guys have to worry about the content factor of it. So because of that, we're just going to go ahead and go over the Pogo news that we have today. So, first off, as a lot of you guys are probably already aware, Ho has been extended. And I'm glad for that because right now it is really hard to get a team together with the nasty weather and everyone who got it in the first place not really having as much motivation, stuff like that, you know, whatever. But like I said, the nasty weather, that plays a huge factor up here. And it seems like, at least in our crew, that you need at least 7 people to take Ho on, but that is pushing it because you can still lose at 7, especially with accounts dropping in and out with lag being a factor still. And that sucks because there's, what is it, last time that I took it on, we hit it twice before the timer ran out because we waited for, well, me, I was a little bit late, but we had accounts drop out both times. The first time was like 2 separate accounts, if not 3, and then the last time at least 1. So it's really pushing it. But yeah, he is still around, so that's big news. I'm getting a little bit carried away rambling on there explaining things. So on to the huge stuff. Gen 3, that's right. We're talking about it again. That's because we're expecting it to drop, you guys, like almost any time. Now, there was a leak in the Apple store, the Apple Watch store, that had Gen 3 Pokemon for the thumbnail for it or whatever. And that's what sparked everyone being like, oh my gosh, something's going to happen. And that was actually changed, but we now know that Gen 3 is likely to drop within this week or very, very soon. Now, this is completely believable because of the fact that they did say that we would see, the earliest we would see Gen 3 is in December. And, well, we're here. Now, I expected it to be when Ho-Ho stopped that would be the case, but they extended it, so maybe that's not even going to play so much of a factor as trying to keep, you know, interest in the game, event rolling sort of stuff, because the raids really aren't doing a bunch for it right now as it is in the Northern Hemisphere where it's getting nastier. But the Pokemon Go app did release a trailer for it, so we know it's coming. And I don't know, I'll try to put a link in the description to the trailer for you guys or whatever. Post it on my Facebook if you guys follow me there. Twitter if you do. I mean, most people don't, so I don't really use it. It's not really a Northern Michigan social media app that we're using, so meh. So you guys are probably thinking that Gen 3 would be the biggest portion of news that could come out right now. I mean, that's the next big portion of game content that we're expecting. But it's not. There's actually something coming with Gen 3 a little bit after the release from what I've been able to read. Weather effects. We're going to get actual global weather effects in-game. So, what this means is that, say, it's snowing out right now. In-game for me, because my area is experiencing that weather, it's going to be having the snow effect going on. Now, that also means, and not saying necessarily snow is specifically the one that's going to be for like snowy climates, but it's snow, you know, it makes sense. Anyway, what I am saying is that this is going to affect Pokemon spawns, the effectiveness of your Pokemon, the way that they're able, how much effect their attack has, stuff like that, their defense, things that happen in Pokemon game. That's awesome. They're actually bringing some actual more real Pokemon universe stuff into the game with Gen 3. Now, it's not necessarily abilities, but it's still a huge deal, and it's definitely going to play more of a factor than just in battle. Like, for one, depending on what your main type advantage of Pokemon are, it is going to help you out in battle. And if we ever get PvP, which we're supposed to be this next year coming up, keep that in mind, it'll definitely play a factor in that. So you'll have advantages on different days. Also, as far as catching, that's awesome, because say that you're specifically needing something still, if it's the right day for it, you're going to have more of a chance of it. And there's actually supposed to be likelihood that you will also be getting higher IVs and CPs when it's nice out like that, which would be a nice little thing to add on to it because it makes sense. So along with Pokemon being more powerful and having more frequent spawns during these, the Pokemon that you would be catching that are affected by those weather effects are actually going to be giving you more rewards as well, like more Stardust and stuff like that. I retract my snow statement because I forgot that there's actually a list of the weather, and I'll make sure to post some of these things up here for you guys, of course, so that you can see what I'm talking about. But there's going to be sunny weather, rainy weather, snowy weather, foggy weather, cloudy weather, and windy weather. I forgot to mention that certain Pokemon's moves will also be powered up by these, not just the Pokemon themselves. There's certain moves that actually do get powered up during these different weather effects, and I do remember that in game too. So from things I'm seeing here as well, there's going to be in-game notifications of what weather type is going on and its effects, as well as the actual visuals within the game of that weather type. Now you guys are probably wondering which types are affected by what weather, and good old GoHub has that on here too. And I'll make sure to go ahead and put that in the link in the description as well. But clear days are going to affect grass, ground, and fire. Rainy days will affect water, electric, and bug. Windy days will affect dragon, flying, and psychic. Snowy days, ice and steel. Foggy days, dark and ghost. And then for some reason, sunny days, they've just got question marks. So maybe this is possibly going to change up a little bit, because you'd think fire, of course, would be on sunny days. But that gives you a good idea of what's going to be going on when it comes to that sort of stuff, if you don't already have a good idea from playing Pokemon games in the past. So there you go. Massive news in Pokemon Go. These are huge things, and I am super, super excited. Now, I believe this is exactly what is needed for this time of year up here in the Northern Hemisphere. Like, having a generation drop is going to give people so much more to do and so much more reason to go out and brave the storm, Like, I know that raids are enticing and all, but when you've got everything, the loot isn't really necessarily as important when you've got to, risk putting your car in a ditch to go do so. But tell you what, if it's flat out new Pokemon, there's a lot more to do than just go raid. So hopefully next time I see you guys, I'll be out catching Ho or catching some new Pokemon out in a blizzard, or maybe a nice day if I'm lucky. Something like that. But that's what you guys will have to look forward to next episode. I hope so. We gotta get this back healed up. And until then, I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Peace!